had been paying attention. And not just paying attention, but then collecting, collating, digesting, tabulating, and cross-referencing every little bit of data, from the extremely broad, how many people enter this store on a typical Saturday morning, broken down by age, sex, and size of shopper group, to the extremely narrow. Do more male supermarket shoppers under 35 who read the nutritional information on the side panel of a cereal box actually buy the cereal, compared to those who just look at the picture on the front? Well, then, we wouldn't have had to invent the science of shopping. In 1997, when this volume was originally written, the academic world knew more about the marketplace in Papua New Guinea than what happened at your local supermarket or shopping mall. 20th century anthropology wasn't about what happened in your backyard. In 1997, I'd been fighting for what I knew was right for more than 10 years. And since then, a whole lot has changed. Companies across the world are now employing anthropologists to staff what have been popularly titled shopper and consumer insight groups. Ethnologic studies, that is to say, a science that breaks down humans into races, cultures and their various obvious and not so obvious characteristics, are part of mainstream market research. But when I first hung out my shingle, my academic colleagues thought I was selling out, and the marketers and merchants I sought to serve looked at me as an alien from a distant planet. Down the hall from my office, then and now, is an equipment room with more than 100 cameras. 8mm video cameras, direct to hard drive, digital, even a few ancient Super 8 time-lapse film cameras. To keep track of them, every camera is assigned a name. The video cameras are named after rock stars. The digital stills are signs of the zodiac. We find giving a camera a name rather than a number helps it last longer. And when Jimi Hendrix feels poorly, he gets to the shop faster than if he were camera number 26. In that same equipment room are piled cases of blank 8mm videotapes, 2 hours per tape, 500 tapes to a case. Across the world, we have now shot more than 50,000 hours of tape per year. We also have dozens of handheld computers, or PDAs, on which we painstakingly jot down the answers from the thousands of shopper interviews we conduct. There are laptops in there, too, plus all manner of tripods, mounts, lenses, and other camera accessories, including lots of duct tape. Oh, and many well-worn hard-shell cases for everything, because it all travels. A lot. The studio next to the equipment room has 2 complete digital editing suites and 11 stations at which to watch all those tapes, because everything we shoot, we look at. We have more than enough gear in that room to make broadcast-quality documentaries, and while we're at it, to equip a good-sized university school of social anthropology or experimental psychology, assuming the university has a deserved reputation for generating tons of original research gathered from all over the globe. Even with all that high-tech equipment, though, our most important research tool for the past 30 years remains the piece of paper we call the track sheet, in the hands of the individuals we call trackers. Trackers are the field researchers of the science of shopping, the scholars of shopping, or more precisely, of shoppers. Essentially, trackers stealthily make their way through stores following shoppers and noting everything they do. Usually a tracker begins by loitering inconspicuously near a store's entrance, waiting for a shopper to enter, at which point the track starts. The tracker will stick with the unsuspecting individual, or individuals, as long as he or she is in the store, excluding trips to the dressing room or the restroom, and will record on the track sheet virtually everything the shopper does. Befitting a science that has grown up in the real world, meaning far from the ivory towers of academia, our trackers are not stamped from the usual researcher mold. In the beginning, we hired graduate environmental psychology students, but we found they were often unsuited to the work. More often than not, they came to the job burdened with newly learned textbook theories they wished to prove or disprove. As a result, they didn't possess the patience necessary to watch many shoppers at great length